Once upon a time, in a bustling city, there lived a wealthy businessman. He had everything one could desire: money, fame, and all the luxuries life had to offer. But despite his success, he was deeply unhappy. People saw him as arrogant and selfish. No one understood that he was hurting inside. One day, while walking alone, he noticed a poor old woman struggling to cross the street. Without hesitation, he rushed to her aid, lifted her up and carried her across. The old woman was grateful for his help. She looked up at him and said, "You are the only person who has ever been kind to me. May God bless you." Then she passed away peacefully. The businessman was shocked. He had never thought about helping anyone other than himself, but this experience made him realize the importance of kindness. From that day on, he began to treat everyone with warmth and generosity. His attitude changed completely. His friends and family were surprised by his transformation. They couldn't believe that he had become so friendly and helpful. One day, the businessman was reading the newspaper when he saw an article about a local charity organization that helps the poor. He decided to make a large donation to support their cause. When the head of the organization heard about the generous donation, he went to the businessman's house to thank him in person. The businessman was happy to help, but he didn't want any recognition for his donation. He asked the man to keep it a secret. However, the head of the organization couldn't resist telling people about the kind-hearted donor. Soon, everyone in town knew about the businessman's donation. He became famous for his generosity. One day, the businessman was invited to a party hosted by the mayor. All the important people in town were present at the party. The mayor stood up and announced, "I want to give an award to the most generous person I know. This award is for the person who has shown exceptional kindness and compassion towards others without expecting anything in return." The mayor then presented the award to the businessman. The businessman was deeply moved by the award. He realized that his good deed had not gone unnoticed. Everyone applauded him for his kindness. After the party, the businessman felt even more determined to help others. He continued to make donations and support various charities. He also became a mentor to many young people, sharing his wisdom and experience with them. As the years passed, the businessman became known throughout the country for his generosity and kindness. He inspired countless people to follow his example and make a positive impact on the world. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess. She had everything one could desire: a loving family, a luxurious life, and all the material possessions one could imagine. But despite her blessings, the princess was deeply unhappy. She felt like something was missing from her life. No matter how hard she tried to find happiness in parties, shopping, or traveling, nothing seemed to work. One day, the princess decided to go for a walk in the nearby forest. As she strolled along a path, she came across an old, wise woman sitting under a tree. The princess approached her and asked, "I'm very unhappy. Can you help me find true joy?" The old woman looked at the princess with a kind smile and said, "You already possess the key to happiness within you. It lies in your ability to love and care for others." The princess was confused and didn't understand what the old woman meant. The old woman continued, "True happiness comes not from material possessions, but from acts of kindness and love towards others." The princess pondered these words as she walked back home. She started thinking about how she could make a difference in the lives of others. From that day on, the princess began to volunteer at a local hospital, visiting patients and bringing them food and flowers. She organized clothing drives for the poor and donated books to schools. As she engaged in these activities, the princess felt a sense of fulfillment and joy that she had never experienced before. One day, while distributing food to the homeless, the princess met a young girl who had lost both her parents. The princess took her under her wing, providing her with love, care, and education. The girl grew up to be a kind and compassionate young woman. News of the princess's generosity spread throughout the kingdom. People admired her for her selflessness and compassion. The princess realized that the old woman was right. True happiness came not from what she possessed, but from what she gave to others. As the years passed, the princess continued to serve her community, making it a better place for everyone. She became a role model, demonstrating that one can find true happiness by putting the needs of others before their own.